morning, dear students. I welcome you all in digital class of biology. Dear students, in the previous chapter, we looked at the broad classification of living organism under the system proposed by R.H. Whitaker in the year 1969, where he suggested the five kingdom classification, namely Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. And in this chapter we will deal in detail with further classification within the kingdom Plantae, popularly known as plant kingdom. But before that, I would like to say something to you students. Dear students, if ever in your life you wanted to give any gift to your loved ones, give your time. बिकॉज स्टूडेंट, दुनिया का सबसे अच्छा तोहफा वक्त है, क्योंकि जब आप किसी को अपना वक्त देते हैं तो आप उसे अपनी ज़िंदगी का वह पल देते हैं जो कभी लौट कर नहीं आएगा. ओके, सो डियर स्टूडेंट्स, योर टाइम इज़ मोर प्रीशियस देन BMW. Okay, so give your time to other. Okay, other will feel very happy. Okay, so I hope so that you have understood the deep meaning behind this beautiful thought. Dear students, here in this chapter we must stress, okay, about the understanding of the kingdom Plantae, okay, which has been changed over time. Fungi and the members of Monera and Protista, which have cell wall, now been excluded from Plantae, though earlier classification placed them in the same kingdom. So the cyanobacteria, that are also referred to as blue-green algae, are not algae anymore. In this chapter we will describe Plantae under algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm and angiosperm. Students, if I talk about the system of classification, okay, earlier it was just a superficial morphological characters were taken, okay, in order to classify the living organism, and it was proposed by Linnaeus, and that is known as artificial system of classification. Clear? Dear students, in this artificial system, okay, they give equal weightage to vegetative and sexual characteristics, which is not at all acceptable, since we know that the vegetative characters, they are more easily affected by environment. Student, at present phylogenetic classification system based on evolutionary relationships between the various organisms are acceptable. This assumes that organisms belonging to the same taxa have a common ancestor, and we now use information from many other sources to help resolve difficulties in classification. Okay. Dear student, let us look at classification within the Plantae kingdom. Okay, so first it is your thallophytes. Okay, and under this thallophyte your algae comes. Next is your bryophytes, then your pteridophytes, okay, and after that your gymnosperm, and then it is angiosperm. Okay, we will study about all these things with the passage of time. Okay, so first here in this I will take about thallophytes. Okay, I hope so that you all are ready. So dear student, algae, okay, or I can also say thallophyta. These are the chlorophyll bearing, simple, thalloid, autotrophic and largely aquatic, that is both freshwater as well as marine organism. Okay, we found algae both in both aquatic system, that is freshwater and as well as in your marine. Clear? Student, they occur in a variety of other habitats. Okay, I can say in your moist stones, soils and wood. Some of them also occur in association with fungi and form a lichen, and also in some animal such as on sloth bear. If I talk about the form and size of algae, it is highly variable. The size ranges from the microscopic unicellular form like chlamydomonas, okay, to colonial form like volvox, and to the filamentous form like Eulothrix and Spirogyra. A few of the marine forms such as scalps, they form massive plant bodies. Student, this is very important for your competitive point of view. Okay, they will simple ask that which of the following is unicellular algae. So it is your Chlamydomonas. Okay, because we know that your algae, or I can say your plant kingdom, okay, they are usually they are your tissue, they are formed of organs, tissues. Okay, but exceptions are always there. So in case of your thallophytes, Chlamydomonas are such algae which are unicellular. Okay, and second is your, they form a colony. Colony means these volvox, they live in a colonies. Okay, filamentous like this. Okay, like a ribbon shape. So you need to study all this for your competitive point of view. Okay, students, if I'll talk about reproduction, okay, in this there is vegetative reproduction, asexual reproduction, and sexual reproduction. Okay, and vegetative reproduction, it is mostly by fragmentation. Okay, here what happen, each fragment, it will develop into a thallus. Okay, this is our actual algae. It will divide into fragment, and each fragment, it will give rise to new algae. Clear? Whereas in case of your asexual reproduction, okay, it is done by the production of different type of spores. Okay, and the most common are your zoospores. What are these zoospores? They are flagellated. What are flagellated? Means these zoospores, they have flagella, and if they have flagella means they can move, motile. Okay, understood? And on germination, they will give rise to new plant. Whenever these zoospore, they will fall, okay, in a suitable condition, they will give rise to a new plant. Next is your sexual reproduction. Student, it takes place through fusion of two gametes. Okay, these gametes can be flagellated and similar in size. Okay, it is similar in size, as I can see in case of Chlamydomonas, which is your unicellular algae. Okay, here your isogamous. Okay, the shape, size of two gametes, they are same. Iso means same gametes. Clear? Or they can also be non-flagellated. Okay, means they do not have any flagella, but they are similar in size. Example is Spirogyra. You need to learn these example. Okay, they can simply ask that, okay, name the algae in which gametes are flagellated and isogamous. So it is Chlamydomonas. Second question, name the algae in which, okay, gametes are non-flagellated and isogamous. So it is your Spirogyra. Don't get confused. Okay, flagellated means they have these, okay, flagella, whereas Spirogyras, they do not have any flagella. Clear? Second is your student anisogamous. What happened in this? Okay, here there is a fusion of two gametes which are dissimilar in size. Clear? This we can see in some species of Chlamydomonas. In some it is isogamous, whereas in some it is anisogamous. Okay, such as one is big and other is small. Okay, then next is your isogamous. Here what happen? Oogamous, fusion between large and non-motile female gamete and a smaller motile gamete. Okay, what happen in this, students? Your male would be smaller, okay, and it will have movement. Okay, like I can take the example, okay, very small, and then your female, it is large, non-motile. Okay, then what would happen? This motile male gamete, it will come, okay, and it will fuse with your female gamete which is large and non-motile. Example of this is volvox and fucus. Clear? Students, if I talk about economic importance of algae, okay, student, algae are useful to man in a varieties of ways. At least a half of the total carbon dioxide fixation on earth is carried out by algae. Okay, here through photosynthesis. Being photosynthetic, okay, they increase the level of dissolved oxygen in their immediate environment, okay, and they are also known as the primary producers, okay, to produce food. Many species of Porifera, Laminaria and Sargassum, okay, they are used as a food. Very important, okay. Name the algae which are edible. So it is your Laminaria, Sargassum, okay, and there are certain marine brown and red algae also, okay, and they produced one water holding substance known as algin. Okay, algin is produced by your brown algae and kerogen is produced by your red algae. Clear? Next is student agar. Okay, it is also one of the commercial product which is obtained from your Gelidium and Gracilaria. Very very important, okay, and it is used in the preparation of ice creams and jellies. Next is the chlorella and spirulina. Clear student, these are also unicellular algae. They are rich in protein and they are used as food supplement by the space traveler. So question can be, name the algae, okay, which are used by the space traveler, okay, as their food. So it is your chlorella and spirulina. Clear? After that student, the algae are divided into different classes such as chlorophyceae, phaeophyceae and rhodophyceae. About this we will study in our next lecture. Okay, I hope so that you have got a clear cut idea about all these things. So students, with this I have finished my today's lecture. I hope so that you have got everything, but if still there is any query, please feel free to call me. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead.